Welcome back to our Stony Creek journey. Today I'm going to harvest the sweet potatoes. So as you can see, they're here. And they've been in since about November. So yeah, just before summer. And I think it's time to harvest them now. The frost, we are starting to get a few frosts. It was only 1 degree this morning, but last week we weren't here, but apparently there's a frost. So you can see the leaves are looking a bit brown. So it's time to harvest. I think there are a couple under there, so it'll be interesting to see how many are in there. First, I want to take a couple of cuttings for slips to use this year and put them in water, and hopefully they'll just grow roots, and then I'll put them in. Because there's about 4 different varieties in here, so we'll see how we go. But I'll take some cuttings first and hopefully keep them. Something like that I can keep and just chop off these bits, and then if I pop that in a jar of water, then that'll grow roots, and I should be able to then plant that for this year. So I'll take a few different ones of this and then I'll start digging. So I've picked about 5 little vines that look like they're nice and green and healthy, and we'll pop them in some water and see how they go over winter. I'll just put them somewhere out of the sun, perhaps inside, and hopefully I can replant those. So I'm going to get my gloves on and we'll see what we get out of the sweet potatoes. It's exciting. I have no idea what's going to be in here. I hope there's enough for a feed. And then I'm going to have to Google, because I think you have to then sit them for 2 or 3 weeks to let them cure, ideally in a humid environment, which we don't have here, but under the house might do. So I'm going to have a start pulling. I think you just start pulling the vines out. I've only grown sweet potatoes once, and that was in a potato bag, and we did get some. So I've not done them in the ground, and they do like sandy soil, so the ground as it is may be too hard. But we'll see. We'll see what we get. Pull all these vines off first, and I'll take you a bit closer. Oh, there's some little ones there. Not very big, but that's okay. I'll show you. So now we can see in the ground there. We'll see what we can get out. So this first plant has got quite a few, and that was one that I purchased, so that was an orange one. So when you pull them out of the ground, oh, they're quite deep. Uh-oh, I just broke the end off that one. I might need the fork. So pop those in, but they're quite good. But this one was a purple flesh one. It doesn't look like it's got anything there, so that's a bit disappointing. Just took up real estate, didn't it? So we'll see if I'll get the fork, see if I get anything out of that one. But this one I'll dig a bit deeper. We'll see what we get. So this was the first plant. Look at these. How big they are. That's cool. So three big ones and a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. There's about 8. And man, they had some long roots. That probably, if I left them growing, that's what more would grow from. So I'm pretty happy with that first plant. We'll see if there's anything under here, but I'm guessing not, because they should be at the surface. And then there's 2 more plants. We'll see what we get. So that second plant that I thought was a failure, I just started digging and oops, I was a little bit too random, and look what was in there. So these are supposed to be sweet potatoes, purple flesh, and they're white on the outside. But unfortunately my fork went through one, so, and they have got it purple in the middle, so they're cool. And I didn't think I was going to get any out of that plant. So I'll keep going. I'm just digging here and I just found another one. So far, we're getting a box. Keep digging. Just pulled the vines out of plant number 3 and it's definitely got some in there as well. And under the vines was a big cucumber as well that was hiding. Might be able to get some seeds from that. Right, let's dig up this lot. Pretty happy with this lot. Look at this. Look at this one. It is massive, and I'm amazed how deep they've grown. Like this one was just right in the ground, but as I was digging I found another one of those white ones, and look, this is another white one as well. So I'm just gonna, oh no, it's not big, I thought it was bigger. So that sort of migrated quite a way. I'm just trying to be a bit more careful with my forking, and I didn't jab any of those. So we'll add them to the pile. Oh, I'm getting pooped. Last plant, so this is plant 4, and we can see some in there. These ones are hanging off. I'm guessing the chickens will like all these vines. Stacks of vines, because you can actually eat sweet potato leaves as salad leaves like spinach, so it's their lucky day. We'll keep going. So this is the end result. I actually had 5 plants. I forgot I had another plant that Bryony gave me, which is this one here. So it's a purple sweet potato, and look, check it out. Check it out. It's so big I can't even carry it. It's massive, one big plant, and the colour on these are amazing. So that was one, that was the white one, that was a different orange one, and these all here were from slips that I'd taken from a sweet potato. So ended up with, we had 5 plants put in, and this is the result. Pretty happy. We can grow sweet potato and cantaloupe. I think I might plant some more next year if I can get these slips to grow, and I can always grow some more slips from these ones here. But this will set us up for the winter. We've got all these parsnips. I've got sort of 3 lots of parsnips that we're already digging into. We've got carrots, beetroot, lots of silver beet or Swiss chard, and Jerusalem artichokes. And then I've got the brassicas just coming now. There's a little cabbage and now broad beans and broccoli, collies. So everything's looking good, but I'm very, very happy with the end result of that. Now I'm going to take all these greens and give them to the chickens and see what they think. So yeah, the sweet potato harvest. I'll now go and get some compost and cover that with some of our lovely compost, and then leave it for a few days and think about what to plant. I think I might plant some swede. I got some swede seeds from New Zealand, so I think I might have a go at planting those in there and see what comes up. All right, sweet potato harvest done for 2023. Big success. We've just let Miss Speckle 2 out of her cage. Look, the ducks are in the background watching to see what's going to happen, just to give them a little bit of freedom. And they were a little bit scared for a bit, but they're starting to venture out. I'm just going to have to watch they don't get into my garden. Just wanted to give them a little bit more area to roam around and pick at. The ducks, look. So we just put their little cage up on a milk crate. So it'll be interesting to see. The ducks have come to see what's going on. The chicks are being very noisy. I think they're a bit nervous out in the big wide world. So we'll just have to keep an eye on them for big predators as well. and try and keep Millie out of the road. So we'll let them have a play around for a while. I think the ducks are wanting to get to their food. Not really sure how we're going to get them back in, but we'll work it out.
Yeah.
Well, it's been about half an hour since they've been free ranging, the chicks, and Mama Speckle too. All is going well. The ducks are very interested in what they've got. And Miss Speckle just had a bit of a argy-bargy with the woodland duck here. Where is she? Here. Chased her away. She clearly doesn't like her. We might see some more Speckle action. But the chicks are really enjoying digging in the grass. And Miss Speckle's teaching them so much. I'm just keeping a very close eye on them so they don't get in my garden. Because I've got some new little broccoli starts and Swedes and lettuces in there that I do not want dug out. Oh, she's going further afield. Millie has been very good with them. Look at them flying. One of them found a tiny little cricket and ran off with it. Lovely little family. You can see their wings are really starting to get quite a bit of brown on them. So that'll be interesting because we know they're all Miss Speckle's eggs. Will they be? They're obviously going to be a speckled Sussex cross because Dad is either Tom or Jerry. But will these ones look a little bit more speckledy? Time will tell. Chilly morning this morning, 0 degrees, but it's really warming up now. I think we got to about 15 or 16 outside, the sun's shining. How do you grow great vegetables? You grow great soil. How do you grow great soil? You make great compost. How do you make great compost? You harvest your cow poo. So this is one of my jobs today. Is I'm collecting the cow poo from the paddock that they were in. This paddock here behind the house. This is my second bucket, and then it goes into the compost, and it makes excellent compost. So yeah, cow poo collecting today. It's so wonderful to have that just resource on the farm that is going to now be going back into the ground once the compost is made, and that's how we make good soil. So really happy to be collecting that today. I might go and find some sheep poo as well because that's pretty good. So we'll keep collecting and pop that into the compost. We've got 3 bins going at the moment. One we're putting our scraps into, so some food scraps and any cuttings and poo, chicken poo, and then the next pile that it gets turned into, and then the one that we've just started to use and open. So that's getting put on the garden at the moment. I'll keep going. So back at the compost pile, 2 buckets of poo in there, and there's also some fish heads in there, and there's lots of different greenery in here. So that's our bin we're putting stuff in. This is the one that's sitting at the moment, covered. It's not hot at the moment, so we need to turn that again, but this one we're starting to dig out of and put that in the garden, which is good. This is what we call the TARDIS. I emptied that the other day and that got put on the garden, so this one will come in here, that one will go in here, and that one will go in here. So we might do that in the next couple of days and then start refilling the first one again. All right, we got the chicks back. We got them all back, which is good. These funny ducks, they're so funny. They follow me around everywhere. So Miss Speckle got back. I didn't like having her out too long because I'm concerned about eagles and hawks. but we'll probably wait another week and then we'll pop her in the orchard. Yeah. And once we can move some of these other chickens on, we'll have a little bit more space. All right. Just in the garden, finishing off harvesting a lot of these black-eyed beans. So I've got a container there and I'll show you what we've collected so far and how I'm going to use them. But they've been a big success and I certainly think I'll grow them again. There's some that have got to dry yet. But there's been some little rodents getting in and having their nibble of them as well. So it's time to harvest them all and collect them. Just found a patch of warm sun on the veranda, so I'm going to start doing some of these beans. But this is what we've got so far. And we've used some and we've given some away. Bryony took some home. So they are going into my chicken and veggie soup tonight. It'll be delicious, and there'll be more to harvest as well. So we should get a jar full that we'll have over winter in soups and stews. So definitely going to have those again. I've got some videos I'm going to pop up that Bryony made while we're away of feeding the chickens and a bit of stuff they got up to, so I'm going to pop those up for you to have a look at as well.
It's a windy day on the farm. Going out to get some kindling because we've been using all of Mum and Dad's, lighting too many fires.
Yay!
Two eggs.
Go chickens! Go!
Hello.
Oops, sorry. I got this on your back. The little grey chickens are my favourite, I think.
We have 2 eggs.
Yeah.
Got eggies?
Oh, this one's so warm. Feel it.
Yeah, well.
Oh, doing a poo. There you go. Look at my egg.
Go on, eat up some good. Baby. Why don't you want that one?
We've had some escappers. Remember the door was left open. Come on, chickie box. I got their food. Come on. Bok bok, chickie box. Come on, good girls.
Good job.
Nice.
Just wanted to end up the video and show you what I've put together to cure the sweet potatoes. After Googling and looking on YouTube, I found a guy that didn't have the perfect conditions like us. So what he was using was a big container, big plastic box, using a heat mat, which is under there, which I grow seedlings on with a thermostat. And inside the box, put all the potatoes and a little jar with some water in it. So that keeps the humidity up to them. And should be around, supposed to be about 29 Celsius or about 85 Fahrenheit. I can only get it up to about 80 during the day, and then it gets, which is Fahrenheit, or about 26 Celsius, and then at night it gets down to about 21, but that's as good as I'm going to get, being that it's autumn, nearly winter. So they'll stay here for 2 weeks curing, and then I'll pop them down under the garage where it will be their cold curing, and hopefully that will help to change the starches from the sweet potato and make them sweet, because if we ate the sweet potatoes now, they wouldn't taste very sweet. Apparently that's what you do with sweet potatoes. So hopefully that will work. So thank you very much for joining us on our Stony Creek journey. I hope you've had a lovely week, and until next time, we'll see you back on the farm.